There are so many things that we do without being aware of it. For example, do you know that every visual stimulus perceived by the human perceptual system contains color information? For example, Elliot and Meyer in 2007 in their literal review found green and blue are experienced as quiet and agreeable colors. That's the reason why people will recommend you whenever you're stressed a walk to the park or go to the beach. Also, there are colors that are related to general association. These associations tend to lead to cognitive processing and behavior consistency with those emotions. Elliot and Meyer and their crew in 2007 developed a model of color and psychology functioning. In the first experiment, the participants complete an anagram test that contained red, green, or black subject number in the upper right-hand corner. Then, the participants with a self-report measure determine the motivation and perceived competence. The results revealed that the participants were unaware of the effect color had on their motivation and performance. The second experiment, after the color manipulation and before taking a test, participants select the number of easy and moderately difficult items they wanted on the test. The selection of items is an indicator of avoidance motivation. Results indicate that participants shown red selected more easy items, and those shown red or gray did not differ. In the third experiment, the participants' prefrontal cortical activity, this area is related to negative feelings, was assessed using EEG. It indicated that participants shown red displayed more activity in their brain. In the last experiment, participants were shown red, green, and gray on the cover of an IQ test that they would ostensibly take. A sensor was placed on participants to assess their body movement upon the representation of the test cover. Participants shown red moved their body away from the test cover to a greater degree than did those shown on the other colors. Those did not differ. Briefly indicate that the effect of red in the experiment occurred without participants' awareness. With that being said, if you are going to a test and the professor gives you a red cover for the exam, that professor is going to hell.
Color plays different roles in our daily lives. Some of it influences our moods, while other times color may help enhance our memory. Another role that color plays a part in is during object recognition. The surface color of an object serves as a perceptual input in the early stages of our visual processing. It also serves as an important cue in object retrieval processes. Think of someone bouncing an orange ball. Most of you would associate that color in the action with a basketball. The color of the ball may have played a role in recognizing the object. Brameo, Feiska, Pedersen, and Rice conducted a study investigating whether prior knowledge of colors takes place in recognition independently of the presence of the appropriate surface color. The verification task used to test this consisted of an object name presented before an object picture. There were two trials, matching in which the name did match the picture and non-matching in which the name did not. All the participants had to do was say if the name of the object and the picture matched. The researchers predicted that when shape and color of the object were the same, it would cause participants to take longer in answering whether they matched. For example, an apple and a tomato. This did occur in their study and suggests that prior color knowledge is recruited during object recognition. Their study also showed that participants were faster at verifying objects if they were presented in their usual color compared to an unusual one or black and white. Both prior color knowledge and surface color are used in object recognition. The study regarding the visual system looked into cues that help us recognize objects. Like many topics we have learned about, we realize that these things are occurring every day, but they really aren't things we stop and think about. The majority of us do not stop and think, I wonder how I came to the conclusion that that's a basketball.
Humans encounter the world as a colorful place. Color is perceived on essentially every object that we view in our daily life. It's also even present in our dreams when we sleep. Color functions as a powerful information channel to the human cognition system and has been found to play a significant role in enhancing memory performance, which can be effective when it comes to learning. According to Andrew J. Ellie from the Department of Clinical and Social Sciences of the University of Rochester, he states in the past decade there have been increased interest in research on color and psychological functioning. This means that color has been appealing the eyes of many researchers to study this fun topic. So what can we learn about color and human cognition then? The questions that drive this type of research include what colors influence retail behavior, what colors influence food preference, what colors influence a worker's mood and productivity, what colors influence physical health and aggressive behavior, and what color preference are associated with different personality types. Well, here's something that we can all relate to. As college students, we struggle just getting out of bed and going to class. Then we have an exam next week. Then we have papers and projects and all types of responsibilities that we signed up for in obtaining our degree. So here's a cheat code by relating color and studying. To achieve that excellent academic standard, students must pay attention, remember, think, and understand what the lesson's all about. Color can help us memorize certain information by increasing our attention level. The more attention focused on a certain stimuli, the more chances of the stimuli to be transferred to a more permanent memory storage. To begin with memorization, the color must be given a consistent and in order to encode and retrieve during the memory performance. Another factor is the right combination of colors in order to produce high level of contrast to influence retention. According to Hall and Hanna, 2004, they say that having high level contrast might refer to the color hue, the wavelength, and the luminance, the brightness of the color. It was predicted that the higher level of contrast would attract more attention and better visibility of an object or
Of color on memory performance in the Malaysian Journal of Medical Sciences, researchers look at the findings of past studies regarding the links of cognition, color, and memory. The cognitive process of encoding, retaining, and retrieving environmental information is the definition of memory. Studying the links between color and memory plays an important role in marketing, education, and the treatment of memory-based disorder. Memory is closely interlinked with attention. Attention is the cognitive process of selecting information in the environment and deciding what to focus on. More attention given to a stimuli, the more likely the information will be stored in memory. Attention can increase memory performance in terms of increased recall rates and faster reaction times. Emotional arousal has also been linked to both color and memory. Long-term memory is positively affected by emotional arousal, while short-term memory has been found to be negatively affected by emotional arousal. Improving memory performance can benefit individuals in many aspects of life by improving communication, job and school performance, and social relationships. Effective use of color and contrast creates positive psychological, emotional attachment, attention, memory, and attitudes towards products. In education, color plays a role in perception, attention, recall, comprehension, and overall cognition. Clinical research and trials have shown that the use of color aids the learning process in individuals with memory-based problems like autism, dyslexia, and a myriad of other learning difficulties. The use of color has been shown to increase reading ability, comprehension, and speed. Warm colors such as red, yellow, and orange have been found to have a greater effect on attention compared to cool types of colors like brown and gray. Green is associated with feelings of calmness, happiness, comfort, peace, hope, and excitement. Black is associated with feelings of sadness, depression, fear, and anger. Red is associated with courage, strength, warmth, energy, basic survival, masculinity, and excitement. Color can produce an emotional arousing effect, but the degree or range of arousal varies depending on the emotional element that is attached with a specific type of color. Positive emotions related to color like happiness and hope increase memory performance, whereas colors with negative emotional arousal such as sadness and fear negatively impact memory performance. Both the combination of colors as well as the contrast level between colors are extremely important factors in using color to increase memory performance. An increase in contrast attracts more attention, thereby increasing memory abilities. The study of the effect of color on memory can be difficult due to many factors, including personal preference, experience, and culture. The importance of understanding the impact of color on cognition is vital to understanding some of the underlying cognition involved in our decision-making processes.
Why do we need all this talk about color? Color can help us understand lectures as we color code our notes and highlight important information. But in most cases, color can also be taken away from us and taken for granted as we grow older. In 1911, Dr. Peacock Scump created a study in which he handed out spinning tops. From a bird's eye view, as the tops were spinning, a visible design was shown, which could either be a face or some kind of plant. Some people reported only seeing a dark black circle, while others reported seeing nothing at all, or nothing moving. These people were then diagnosed to have a rare disease called cerebral acropathesia. This condition removed the ability to detect color or motion, or in some cases, both color and motion. This condition also limits the daily activities anyone can perform in a simple task. Anything from pouring tea into a cup can be a bad thing, as people only report seeing a solid and can never tell when the cup is filled or not. Although these conditions are rare, and based on what I found, scientists urge people to take care of themselves. In most cases, however, cerebral acropathesia can only affect people who might be going through Alzheimer's. Because people with Alzheimer's have a problem with remembering stuff, they also have a hard time remembering what colors are colors. For example, the way our brain is designed, the wiring for motion or color can cease to exist. In other words, this condition can render the fact that people with Alzheimer's have the inability to recognize the color blue or pouring a cup of tea in the morning. What can you take away from this, you ask? For one thing, color helps us understand the world. We grow up learning the Roy G. Biv, the rainbow spectrum, but we also use colors to help us remember important information in classes and in life. We can succeed in the world if we remember to color code our notes using the recommended colors, red or green. But we also have to remind ourselves to take care of ourselves and not take colors for granted. Thank you.